the GOAT himself, LeBron James,
Gosh, man.
is now playing for the Philadelphia 76ers. He signed on a 2-year deal, $8 million, with a player option for that last year as well. And now he's going to be following to the likes of Joel Embiid there in Philadelphia. This will now be the third team he's played for in the East, which means he's only played for one team in the West. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited to finally be talking about this. I know you guys are so pumped with me to talk about LeBron James, but all I will say is first off, I'll get into my take first, but I was a little bit surprised that he went with the 76ers. I get exactly why he did it. Out of all the choices that he was going for, I think the 76ers is his most likely path to winning a championship. I had a discussion with a few other people earlier today. The Warriors is definitely intriguing. It always has been to me. I would love to have seen him team up with Steph Curry over there. But personally, I guess I don't see them being as likely to win a championship compared to like 76ers. They have been, I'm not saying they're necessarily on the down low, but I just don't think that they're on par with some of the other teams currently going on. I was shocked with I was shocked he didn't go to Miami, but also unshocked based off of the questions that went out yesterday with them releasing a YouTube video revealing his introductory conference. So it sounds like he probably was planning on going to Miami, but then they just blew it. So disappointment from their YouTube editors and whoever deals with their social media for that. Probably screwed the Heat from claiming him. And then lastly, I would say with Cleveland, um, he brought them home a championship once. I think it would have made sense for him to have a homecoming, and that's probably where he would retire. But my theory does kind of go that if he has this player option with the 76ers, it's possible he could try and still play for Cleveland, maybe within that last year if he wants to retire a Cleveland Cavalier. That's up for debate. But regardless, I am happy for him in Philadelphia. And yeah, of course, as a LeBron fan, I hope he wins another championship. So those are my 2 cents on it. But I know you guys aren't too excited to talk about it, but give me a little piece of your opinions.
Well, I'll just
If
go
you,
ahead and oh, go ahead, Peter.
I'm about to say to our listeners that aren't seeing this on YouTube, if you could imagine the face that Aiden and I are making, you could tell by our silence we do not care. This announcement. Ooh, a 42-year-old, small forward signed with Philly. Aiden, you go ahead.
Um, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just rain on the parade here, Levi. No offense. This isn't the championship winning move you think it's gonna be. Like, and if it is, I don't think LeBron is the one moving the needle, like genuinely. And so, like Levi said, or Peter, I don't know which one of you guys said it. There was a very extensive discussion about this in a group chat earlier this afternoon. Um, sorry, apologize. I just lost my train of thought there. There's a very extensive conversation about this afternoon, and my assessment is this, right? LeBron James is a ball dominant kind of player. He needs the ball in his hand to be at his absolute best ability. The ball needs to be in LeBron James' hands. He has just joined a team with Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, and Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, ball dominant player, likes to have the ball in his hand to make things happen. He can spot up. I will give him that. Jaylen Brown, ball dominant player, likes to have the ball in his hands to try and make things happen. Now, I will say Jaylen Brown's a little bit different. He's more ball dominant of a scorer. He's not much of a playmaker with the ball in his hands. And then you have Tyrese Maxey, one of the best scorers in the NBA, ball dominant guard, likes to have the ball in his hands and make things happen. There's a reason he led the 76ers in scoring this past year. He probably dang near averaged 30. He was incredible this year. So what do? You go to a team that has 3 ball dominant guards and become the 4th ball dominant player. I would hate to be in that locker room because guess what? You have 3 other players fighting for the ball. So unless LeBron James is going to pull some rabbit out of his hat and turn into some completely different type of player that he's not, and that's the truth. We saw it in Los Angeles with Luka. Luka needs the ball in his hands. LeBron needs the ball in his hands. They were not a good pairing. It doesn't matter what you say. It's the truth. They were not a good pairing. We saw that. I will say it also didn't help that Los Angeles just had no defense after trading Anthony Davis, but I digress on that point. I just don't understand the move for LeBron specifically. Like Levi mentioned, the Cleveland move, way smarter. It makes sense. He could go to that Cleveland organization, be the ball dominant guy. I mean, you have Donovan Mitchell, who's hurt, right? If I'm not mistaken. I don't even remember who.
Yeah.
Darius Garland's gone, so you don't have to worry about him. Evan Mobley is pretty solid over there. Jared Allen's solid. I think he's still there.
You got James Harden obviously up there too.
I did not know.
Did James Harden resign, or I thought James Harden was still a free agent.
He might be. I'm actually not too sure on that. If anybody,
I think he is. He is.
Okay, we'll go based off that he's a free. So yeah, so free agent. So James Harden might not be there now. If he is, then yeah, you have a little bit more or a little less flexibility if James Harden is there. But he's still mainly a scorer in the sense of like I think he could score a spot up too. But again, it's then one other player you really have to worry about, right? So that's yeah. So that would have made sense. He could have gone to Golden State. And again, I think it helps with him already having played with Curry in the Olympics. We saw that they do have good chemistry. I do think it would have been a little bit weird potentially with Draymond, because I believe Draymond's still there. Even though they declined his option, I believe he re-signed. And Draymond's a very ball dominant player, but we've seen it in the past. Draymond can take a step back, even though I'm not a big Draymond fan. I do think he has a lot of versatility, good playmaker, and I think he can play more off the ball if necessary. And Steph is one of the greatest off-ball players of all time. He probably is the greatest off-ball player of all time, right? So I think that move would have made a lot more sense for LeBron as well. Mm-hmm. Just because I think then that allows him to be the playmaker that he is, right? That's where he thrives. He thrives in the ability to make plays and make things happen, you know? And so I just think this is a bottleneck. I think this is, I will give him credit. He took a veteran minimum, which is not, so that's not going to kill their salary cap. So maybe they can make a move, later in the year, trade a Jaylen Brown and try and get some assets to build around, some more support cast type players. But I don't know. I just don't love it. Oh, not to mention Jared McCain. Jared McCain's a dog. I think you got to be honest. He's Thunder. That's right. He's with the Thunder. That's right. Thank you. That's right. But still, my point still stands.
So the 2 questions that I have for you guys after seeing him sign with Philadelphia today. Number 1, do you think it would have been better for him to just stay in LA at that point versus where he is now? And number 2, if 76ers are not his best road to getting another championship, then where else do you think he should have gone where he had a most likely shot at winning it all?
The problem is really when you look at the other team situations about who wanted him, right? We had it was Philly, Miami,
Cleveland,
and then was
Golden
Cleveland,
State.
right? And Golden State. Golden State's entering the end of their Steph Curry era dynasty run. Because let's be honest, he's probably 3 seasons, maybe 4 seasons away from calling him.
Probably. He's close, I'd say.
Yeah, he's close. again, Golden State's probably going to be entering a rebuild, a hard rebuild, probably here in the next like a season or two. Okay.
I will say though,
Then
is it Felix or Yaxel Lindenborg? He's been unbelievable so far in this like summer league. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to it at all. He's been like unreal in the summer league. So if he can play the role of like what Jonathan Kuminga was playing when he was with us at even a higher capacity with like a better 3-point shooter, that could bring a lot of versatility for the Warriors. Now, that's not to say they're going to be a contender or anything like that, but just wanted to point that out there.
right. And then you go to Miami. Miami has Bam, and they have Giannis, and that is pretty much it because that's the extent of their team. Because the rest of them are just people that picked up at the YMCA out in Miami. So again, I think the Heat are in a very situational sort of roster placement right now. Again, we don't know like the extent of what the negotiations were like with Miami and LeBron. If LeBron's asking for too much money, because again, Miami's up against the cap because they have Giannis' contract. Again, Golden State fading dynasty, probably the best for him to go win. And then you have Cleveland. Cleveland, I think, made the most sense in terms of the narrative that LeBron wanted to construct. And the fact that it's the hometown kid come back for one last time, trying to get his hometown city another championship. The problem is the fact that, again, when you look at the Cavaliers, they're also up against the cap. They got Evan Mobley's contract. They got Donovan Mitchell's contract. If they were going, again, talking of like the hypothetical of if Cleveland wasn't trying to sign LeBron to the vet minimum, to what he did in Philly, they would have been like, we have to get rid of a player or two, and I think Cleveland wasn't willing to budge. Then you get Philly. Philly already has 4 starting caliber players, right? They have Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, who was coming off a really good rookie season. They just got Jaylen Brown after moving off Paul George's contract, and they got Joel Embiid. So it makes the most sense for LeBron fit-wise. Here's the problem, though. Aiden and I knows for a fact, again, LeBron, like Levi is a LeBron user. He will go to bat and die for LeBron James. I'm pretty sure Levi's already trying to find a LeBron James jersey to pre-order, right? Because even though that he says he's a Laker fan, and I'm using that in heavy air quotes right there, because his Laker fandom is all proceeding on LeBron.
It's coming to an end too.
It's 100% coming to an end, and he's gonna be wearing a Philly jersey by next season. Here's the problem, though, guys. Everywhere LeBron has went in his career, what has he done? He's controlled the narrative in every city he's gone to. When he was in Cleveland the first time, controlled the narrative. When he was in, and literally to the point where he went to a Boys and Girls Club outside of Cleveland to announce the fact that he was going to Miami. And then he goes to Miami, controls the narrative. He then leaves Miami, goes back to Cleveland, does the same exact thing, and goes to Lakers, and that's where Levi and every person that's a Laker fan is like, oh my God, LeBron's the best Laker of all time, even though he's never played for the Lakers. Like, who cares, right? He won a Mickey Mouse ring, cool, whatever, I don't care. He's going to Philadelphia. I don't know if, again, we've all talked ad nauseum about how crazy people from Philly are.
Oh yeah,
on this podcast. If you think LeBron James is going to control the narrative in Philadelphia, my brother in Christ, he is going to get a rude awakening because those 76ers fans in Philly are going to rip into him. If they go on a stretch of like 8 games and they lose like 6 out of the next 8 games, LeBron James is like the guy where they're going to nail him to a cross. And he's going to be like, this guy is the reason that we think he should never have come. He's so overrated, blah, blah, blah. Again, do I think it's the best place for him to win? Yeah, I do think so, because it makes the most sense fit-wise, because LeBron is a guy where, again, he's in his 40s. He's going to need to get the ball out of his hands in order to have other people succeed around him. So overall, I think again, it just makes the most sense for him to go to Philly.
Yeah, without going too deep into it, I mean, I obviously kind of hammered it home in my little spiel earlier. I agree with Peter. Best place to win is with the 76ers. I mean, they were kind of on the doorstep, you know. They're a really solid team, and they were a couple pieces away, I'd say, from a finals appearance, I'd say. But I think personally, I think the better decision would have been Cleveland, because again of the points I mentioned, where he kind of can play more of his typical role of that ball dominant player and make the plays happen, as opposed to, you know, now he has to try and find a way to adjust to a system that doesn't support his style of play. Because if I'm the 76ers, I won't play running through Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, because they have a deadly pick and roll capability, and Tyrese Maxey has a deadly ISO ability, right? So, but then to answer your question on, he definitely should not have stayed with the Lakers. Like, leaving the Lakers was probably the best decision he could have made. I just think he should have gone to Cleveland personally. Now, Cleveland, he's probably not winning a championship. It's just more a farewell tour at that point. But even with the 76ers, even if they do win a championship this year, I don't think anyone's looking and saying it's because LeBron was with the Sixers. Truthfully, I don't. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, today when I was at work, on the same group chat with the other couple of buddies of ours, there was like 85 text messages like this afternoon when LeBron James signed with the 76ers, and I just went and I just like did all like the red thing just to make sure those 85 text messages were off my phone.
I will say too, this is not coming from a hater's mindset. Everything I have said is coming from a strict basketball enjoyer's mindset. Like, I love basketball, but there are actual realities you have to consider when you are bringing on a player like that, right? Like, I would say the exact same thing if the 76ers were bringing on Giannis. Giannis is a ball dominant player. He needs the ball in his hands. Now, I will say I think they would be better off with Giannis, because he is at this stage in his career a more dominant player than LeBron is, and that's partially due to age and whatnot. But I would still say it's the same idea of where there's too many cooks in the kitchen. That's the best way to say it. And that's what the problem 76ers are going to run into this year.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know. As a LeBron fan, I'm excited for it. But do I truthfully think there'll be a whole lot of success? That'll be up for decision. We'll see how he fits into that whole Philadelphia narrative. So good luck to them. Good luck to their fans. As LeBron, man, he's gonna get eaten up there in Philadelphia. We have our whole discussion about Philly. So good luck to them. We shall see if this makes them finals contenders.